everyone just come on in. This is going to be straight to the point, and because I just finished doing some errands and I'm hungry. I finished my last clay treatment today and Abhyanga afterwards. So there's a lot going on with that. All right. So, how old are you really? Because when I share it with you and I read it, you're going to be like, something's going to kind of like jog your memory. So, we're going to dive into it. But not super long, okay? The card I pulled today said I needed to have rest. Let's rub some oil in our hands, shall we? Let's get that going first. Let's activate it. I know. I don't like going into CVS. I can't stand it. Because everybody in there is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? Slow. Their minds are slow. I had to go pick up some things for the young one. I'm like, ugh. Slow. So, let's jump into this. Anyone coming in a little bit later, you can catch the replay. Much love to you. Thank you for being here on BeSomeLight.tv. I am Priestess Makala, as well as Felicia, as well as Niana. All of them are here today. Why not? You need all of them to get through this whole travesty of stuff going on down here. It's crazy. All right, so go ahead and take in a nice deep breath. Breathe in, inhale, exhale it out. Breathe in, inhale, exhale it out. Bring the centering to your heart. Let's just hold here. Be present in a moment. Exhale it out. And we're going to start in with Ho'oponopono. We will finish up this whole cycle for the full moon. The full moon is on the 23rd. Or 22nd. 22nd, 23rd. Where did I put my book? I got my notes. Okay, Tuesday the 23rd. Okay, so I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Into the water star. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Into the earth star. I'm sorry, please forgive me, into the base root, the root chakra. Breathe in. I'm sorry, please forgive me, into the sacral. Breathe in, that beautiful orange. Breathe into the beautiful yellow of the solar plexus. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Breathe into the beautiful green of the heart. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe into the beautiful blue of the throat. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe into the beautiful indigo color of the third eye. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe into the beautiful violet color of the crown. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe it in. Breathe into your soul star, the holy star. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe into your beautiful spirit chakra. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe into the universal chakra. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Breathe into the beautiful galactic chakra. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Welcome in. Breathe into the beautiful divine stargate, connecting into the divine source, creator, mother, father, creator. Breathe here. Hold the breath. Exhale it out. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Allow that energy to just come straight down through the center of the body as it drops down into the divine heart and continues down into the root chakra as it flows down into the earth star, dropping back down into the water star. Deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale it out. Bring the energy all the way back up as we breathe back in, as it rises back into the divine heart, the sacred heart space. Breathe into this. Hold the breath. Exhale it out. And we do not consent to lower energies, lower vibrations, lower timelines, inorganic timelines. We do not consent to you, consciously or unconsciously. And you are here to break any contracts that are not for your highest good. Break the contracts with old jobs, old relationships, even mothers and fathers. Break the contracts with old repeat patterns. Because once you find out how old you really are, there's really no excuse. Breathe. And the message that was on the wall yesterday was the I Ching number 2. Which is natural response. Take a breath. Natural response. And this steps us into the energy. At this time, you're dealing with the realities rather than the potentials. You can know only the situation around you, but not the forces behind it. Therefore, you should not act independently or try to lead others. If you do, you will lose the way and become confused because you are not connected to the forces at the work of the situation. You need your friends and helpers to accomplish your aims. If you can accept this, you will find guidance. Once you respond naturally and allow yourself to be led, even the greatest goals can be attained. By maintaining the pose of natural response, even the complex matters of business and politics, you can be assured that you are attuned to your own nature. At this time, such attitude is the singular importance in your relations with worldly affair. Through the help of friends and associates, you will be led into the best possible positions. Above all, retain and the impulse to restrain the impulse to lead assertively in these situations. Now, when we look at the top line, it says top line is the assertiveness, ambition, attempt to make to surge up the power from authority, and it's a struggle kind of resulting in injuries of both parties. So this is all about following natural response. How does nature respond? Hi, darling. Hi, darling. How does nature respond? The bottom line is if you look carefully, you can see the very beginnings of a decay entering the situations. Total distortion in not far off. Okay, making preparations now for the coming change. So we're still in this energy where we have to remain in that positive timeline. We are in the positive timeline, but here's the deal. If you're in the positive timeline, that means you have to really stay in it. You can't allow yourself to get pulled down from other energies that would pull on you, distract you, cause you to feel like, oh, well, now we're going to hell in a handbasket and now they're starting these wars and all that stuff. No, no, no. What timeline is that on? See, it's all about the timeline. What timeline is that? So when you get up in the morning and you're starting off your day, you consciously have to type into what is the timeline I'm choosing to be on. I am not consenting to war. I am not consenting to politicians lying their asses off. I'm not consenting to abusiveness of any sort. I'm not consenting to that. And the more of us that make that conscious decision, you ever heard of that? Whatever you don't give your energy to, you don't feed it, it dies. You stop becoming a battery for that energy to keep running. We take the energy away from it. We take that response of jumping into stuff and take the energy away from that. So I really want you to sit in that of the natural response. And one of the things that I thought was interesting, let me go over here because I got everything laid out. This morning was, I went to sleep and I just kept seeing this circle thing, which is the thumbnail of the circle thing I kept seeing. And in the Gene Key book, when we look at the second Gene Key, it says returning to the one, returning to the one. So when we line that up with the I Ching, returning to the one, the city is the unity, the gift is the orientation, and the shadow is the dislocation. So some of the inserts is, it is because we know now, it is because we now see ourselves as separate from the nature that we feel this great collective fear. If there's a fear coming through you, Is it your personal fear or is it consciousness fear? Okay. Are you taking on the consciousness of fear? The more you let go into the feminine yielding qualities of this gift, the more universal power floods through you. Okay, moving that energy through when you let go. Oneness cannot be comprehended, only lived. And that's the energies of the short notes on that part. So, how old do you think you are? How old do you really think you are? I'm always humping and talking about I'm 58 years old. Okay, well, how old do you really think you are? Come on, lovelies. Don't be shy. What do? What do? Throw a little something out there. Come on. Get your mind going, because like I said this morning, I was in the circle. I was seeing the circle. And I was like, why am I seeing the circle? Circle, 360 degrees. It's what is with the circle? So now let's just dive into this. So I want you to pay close attention to what I am saying. Okay? I need you to hear and listen. Okay? Because I want you to really connect with your soul. 30, but I feel much older spiritually through but tired. I hear you. Girl, yes. I think I'll tell you how old you really are and why you're tired. Okay, so listen to the description. 6 stages of a soul's evolution. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, a beginner's soul, a beginner, starts off approximate numbers of years, 2 to 3 billion years old. That's right, lovelies. I said billions. 8% of the souls on earth are in this category. The qualities are innocent, honest, trusting, creative, magical, naive, open, spiritual, gullible, unprepared. That's the short notes of it. A young soul is 3 to 4 billion years old, approximately. 12% of the souls on earth are in this category. Good intentions, fear-based, religious, fundamentalist, judgmental, manipulative, joiners, and rule followers. Okay, they follow rules. That's the young souls. Okay, that's now you can go around and say, "Oh, honey, but you're only about 3 to 4 billion years old. That's why you're still doing this." Have a little fun with it. All right. The the intermediated soul is 4 to 5.5 billion years old. Approximately 45% of the souls on earth are in this category. 45%. They are power seeking. They can be manipulative, self serving, win or lose, dynamics. They can even be criminal, powerful, possessive, controlling, cuts corners, and often successful in the world. Okay, they got a lot of that. Everything has the yin and yang. Okay, you're going to hear some of the good, some of the bad. An advanced soul is 5.5 to 7 billion years old, approximately. 27% of the souls on earth are in this category. Humanitarian, good intention, family oriented, win win dynamics, spiritual, kind, and helpful. You see what happens when you see the beginner soul, the young soul, and then the intermediate soul. You see some of the energy, how the energies are, and then when you get more advanced, it means you've mastered these these behaviors. You mastered them. So now a master soul is 7 to 9 billion years old approximately. 7% of the souls on earth are in this category. 7%. They are spiritual, purpose driven, they have morale, they're wise, they're intelligent, they are truth seekers, they're kind, they're thoughtful, devotional, mission driven. Okay, the Bastava soul, or should I say Bustava, over 9 billion years old approximately. 1% of souls on earth are in this category. Humble, wise, deep, masterful, spiritual, emanating, purposeful selflessness. Those are the 6 evolutional stages of the soul. So, where do you find yourself? Because I can't lie, I might be between the young and intermediate. So, okay, so if you're in those categories, that means you just have a little bit more to hit of learning of the self. That means when experiences happen, you automatically have a conversation with the soul and you say, okay, how can I learn from this experience and complete it so I can move on to the next? Okay. It's not about staying in a cycle and staying a victim into the cycle and the patterns. It's truly about how do we spiral ourselves out of the patterns, out of the cycles, therefore gaining the wisdom, gaining the true soul connection of that and understanding. Because once you get the lesson, you can move on. If you don't get the lesson, you're going to keep repeating it. Okay? That's how it is. So if you see people that constantly keep repeating the same thing, here's the thing that you have to look at. Did they break the contract? Do they not honor themselves? Do they not see the worthiness of themselves? To really look deep at the whole cycle of a soul when we talk about this, how everything is playing out right now. Okay, how everything is playing out. It is all about, do you love yourself enough and know that you are worthy enough to say no to certain energies that have been coming into your space that is not for your highest good? You're not here to fit in with the norm and to say no to it. Stop it. You're not a baby. You have to be able to own it. And most of it comes from fear, shame, feeling not good enough, feeling unloved, unwanted, not worthy. Okay? When we really sit down with it and we look at it, where does that energy come from? Who made you feel like that? Who gave you that feeling? Because until you look at that piece and honor it and say, okay, yes, I had a mother that wasn't so good, or I had a father that abandoned me, and or you went through something horrendous, molestation, you went through abuse. These are those things that we have to go into that spiral, into the center. The center represents you, and how you walk your spiral of life, heal it and come out of it. Not to be a victim to the cycle anymore, but to actually come out of it. That's where you want to see yourself. So when it goes into the definitions, what I'm going to do is we're going to start this part of the journey, because this part of the journey is going to align you into our next phase that we're going into. So this is actually going to take you into really understanding why you're here. Because there is nothing worse than you come here on this planet, they shoot you through this light, you get your memory wiped, you come down here, you put 50 years in if you're lucky to survive, and then all of a sudden the light comes on and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm this, or you went through some accident and now you get shook up, and or you went through an illness and now you're waking up. Anything that helps break that hold. So the whole game is, you got to remember, it's a game down here. All right. That's all. The game is to keep you from ever finding out how powerful you are. That's the game. So we can come in and infiltrate your space with an old friend or an old boyfriend or girlfriend or a partner that you were with, or some other job opportunity, but it's the same kind of job you were doing. They're still going to bullshit you around on your pay and all that stuff. And really bring you into that and distract you and infiltrate your space to keep your vibration low. We got you. You're in it. But if you maneuver in knowing thyself, maneuver in knowing who you are, and breaking those timeline contracts. This is why it's so important when you are, thank you, when you are on the higher timelines, it gives you an opportunity to see what that old timeline was, those old timelines trying to filter in like tentacles, and it gives you an opportunity to say, no, no. It gives you an opportunity to say no, that you're not allowing that. It gives you an opportunity to say no to those contracts. It gives you an opportunity to say, I already did that. I already got the lesson. I'm beyond this. Goodbye. You know, it gives you an opportunity to where I say you step royaltyly. You become royalty to yourself. Okay? You become that royalty to self. And when you understand that and you allow yourself to walk in that and to be that, you show up differently. You show up on timelines where everything's in your favor. I just watched it today. I'm just like doing my thing. Okay, I got to go pick this up. I got to go to CVS to go pick this up for the young one. I'm like, and I don't want to be in a line. Okay, get there. There's no line. But when I was walking in, because of the timeline I was on, I'm walking just like this, but there is this other lady coming in, mundanely walking, and I just went whoop, whoop. And what happened since the eclipse, I've been really sensing people's stuff. I heard her thoughts, and it was like, shit, she's in front of me. I was coming first. She should stand behind me. And I just kept on standing there. She didn't say nothing else. She didn't say it. She was thinking it. And I felt it. And I was like, hey, but I was coming this way. This was my timeline. This was your timeline. Looks like this was a higher timeline. Boop, boop. There you go. Am I right or wrong? You're going to see that a lot in everything that you do. When you go somewhere, what timeline are you on? Your soul essence is going to be telling you, hey, I need you to vibrate at this. I need you to vibrate at that. When you start to understand the whole concept of how brilliantly your DNA of yourself is, game over. It's like, oh, hell no. You're stepping into yourself. In Be Soul Light, this tribe is all about you claim your light. You honor yourself, but you get in here and you do the work, and you recognize stuff that triggers you. You recognize stuff where you're feeling like you're low. I wonder how people would react if I gosh, you told them that. Oh, watch their faces. I was just on a higher timeline. What timeline are you on? And then you can step in it and say, I'm only 8 billion years old. How old are you? you could shut down a whole store with that. You'd be like, well, honey, what's the problem? I'm a master soul. I'm 8 billion years old. What's your problem? What level are you on? Come on, honey, speak up. What level are you on? Come on. I'm telling you, you can shut down Whole Foods with that. You bring everybody to I can't move, I can't function, what happened? How old did she say she is? You shut it down. And when you say it, you just say, what? I'm 8 billion years old. Done. Keep it going. And when you say it, you're saying it from a place of truth, because when you know how old you really are, you're able to say things like, oh, honey, this is not my first time. There wasn't even a rodeo when I showed up. That's how advanced I am. I was beyond the rodeos, beyond all that. And just sit quietly. You can actually just have fun within yourself and just be in that energy of knowingness. Know thyself. Plain and simple. So, what we will be doing is tomorrow I will start off with the beginner soul and go into the characteristics of that. What does it really mean? What are some of the things? Because like the beginner soul has all these here, like it has this. The beginner soul. These souls have great innocent beauty, creativity, and an untarnished spirituality. They have the ability to connect with nature, animals, and spirits. They usually have good levels of imagination and access to the inner worlds, and they are not attached to materialism of the physical world. Now, this is your strength. This is the beginner soul's strength. They're not attached to all the material stuff. Now, the obstacles that get in the way, this soul is dealing with the fear of being overwhelmed and not wanting to be here. It may have a fear of life or making mistakes, of trying, or of not being good enough. This soul does not always have a well-defined ego state and often lacks confidence. It is easy for this soul to become the victim. The lessons of this young soul is, this soul needs to learn discernment, self-confidence, grounding, and to be at home in this dimension. Which dimension do you want to reside with? Oh yeah, I'm definitely... Stop it! Often it needs to develop more individuality and to learn to trust its connection to the Great Spirit, divine source creator. It should consciously develop its wonderful creativity and learn to become the cause and not the effect of the world around it. These souls must learn grounded responsibility. Okay? That's what the young soul is. So I'm going to leave you with that one so you can take a look at that. And I'll go ahead and do a young, that was the beginner soul. So let's go ahead and I'll leave the young soul, and then tomorrow I'll come back and continue on with the other souls. So here's the description of deeper for the young souls, okay, who are 3 to 4 billion years old. All right. The greatest strengths. This soul has figured out how to fit into the earth system and is learning physical plane mastery. These are usually good, honest, steadfast people with limited imagination, limited emotional range, and limited depth of perception. They can be very responsible. Okay? The obstacles. These souls are often fear-based people who can easily become trapped by prejudice, social systems, developing judgments and self-righteousness attitudes towards others. They rarely think outside the box, and they often give their power away to social and religious organizations. Sometimes they are overly responsible, and sometimes they are irresponsible. Often they do not see how their own negative thoughts and actions affect others, so they are prone to projecting blaming out into the world. The lesson for this soul needs to learn to step back from the emotions of guilt, shame, and victimhood. It needs to learn the lesson of cause and effect and to take responsibility for its own life. This soul needs to develop courage and faith in its higher self and to think its bigger way, expanding in its horizon for new experiences. It needs to realize that life is not all black and white, right or wrong, but many shades of gray. It needs to develop faith in the spiritual world, not just in the exterior world of sense. So that was that definition. So I will come back tomorrow and it'll be part 2. We're going to say part 2 of this as we still keep doing Ho'oponopono, putting out those beautiful orbs of light, and then really taking care of the self. So that this gives people, it's this book. It's one of my oldies. I found this at a bookstore, a used bookstore. And it's The Angelic Origins of the Soul, Discovering Your Divine Purpose. What am I always talking about? Divine, divine, divine. Okay? So, I got this book way back in the day. And I remember when I got it, it was like, this is one of those deep-ass books. You know, I looked at it, I was like, oh, God, why did I get this book? You know what happened? I think this is one of those books when I was looking, it fell off the shelf. You ever have that happen? That means that book needs to go with you because somewhere you set it up that you needed to get some extra info on certain things. So I'll come back tomorrow and we'll go more in depth into the next part, and then we'll start building that energy onto how we talk to activating more of our DNA. Because it's not enough to just say, okay, yeah, my DNA is coming online. But it's also giving yourself permission to activate the higher forms of DNA. To really go in there and say, my chromosome 8 is intact. My chromosome 2 is not capped anymore. It's on. Why? Because I said so. Because I command that within my cellular being. I am crystals. I am crystalline. I am divine. It is my birthright to command it so. When you walk in that and you own it, do you hear the tone when I said it? It is my birthright. When you say it with that intention, do you think things are sitting by going, I'm not really sure. Should we activate? I don't know. Should we activate? No, the cells just went like this. The mitochondria just says, oh, yes, let's go, let's go. The RNA and DNA just said to itself, let's rise. The cytoplasm of the cell just said, okay, and the nucleus just said, boom. I know, I just got all explanatory. But when you step into that, your cells respond to it. Your cells are not going to sit back and just say, I'm not sure if I'm really feeling that. Are you feeling that? Oh, I don't know. How are you feeling about that mitochondria? Well, I don't know. I don't have enough energy. Keep this cellular body going. I have no idea what's going on. It's the sugar. Stop eating so much sugar. Oh, I don't know. There's not enough rest. The ATP is down too. The Krebs cycle's not going anywhere. Come on. We have to talk to our body. So when we're talking to it, and when you rise into that and you step into it, that's when you connect. That's when you feel it. And when you're sitting, when you get a taste of that, you're like, wait a minute. That feels really good. Then we're not talking about manifestation. We're talking about materialization. I just need that to materialize. You're not going to be using I manifest. I need that just to materialize for me. See the difference? Pull it out of thin air. I need that to materialize for me. That's where we're going. All I'm doing here is just getting your light stronger so you will take the action and the leap to get there and to trust yourself on whatever it is that's calling to you to do. It's your journey. So, tomorrow I will be back. We will dive into some goodness. Today is a number 3 energy. So we got that Empress energy going on. Okay, we got that energy of that. So stepping into that tomorrow, I will be talking about the triangle, the circle energy, how to implement those. After we dive into more description of part 2 of how old do you really think you are? Okay, lovely. Say it with me. I am divinely aligned. I am divinely seen. I am divinely heard. I am divinely loved. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Be here tomorrow for part 2 of how old do you really think you are? All right, lovelies. I hope that gives you something to think about. I'm going to sit down. I got a question for one of my okay, she's got a question for me. All right. So I need to go take care of her question. She's studying her spiral light, becoming a practitioner. And then I got to eat something because I'm hungry. I don't know about all of you, but are you finding yourself like eating like strange time and it's just like, okay, and then you're done. Then it's like drink water, be comfortable, walk a little bit, stretch a little bit, music, dance a little bit. You know what I'm saying. What do. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Much love to you. Thank you so much for joining me here on Be So Light. Like and subscribe. Be in your light. That's right. Bye.